Hello travelers, Boardman21 here. Today we're going back in time. We're going to react to a video that came out over a year ago. We watched it on stream, and I mean it spread around the LE community like wildfire because it was put together and it's hilarious. It's just a super funny video that was put together by Frosty, who's just a genius editor. I mean, he makes really good videos. He's going to link to this videos in the description below, and you should definitely subscribe to him because he makes some really good content. He's a great editor, and it's just super smooth the way he puts his videos together. But about a year ago, roughly around Season 2, Season 3 of Diablo 4, this video came out, which just kind of, in parallel with the fact that Season 2 is coming out for Last Epoch now. We're going to see how it's aged, the test of time, so let's get into it.
Diablo 4 superfans, be warned. On February 21st, Last Epoch will officially launch, and you are going to hate it. This video is for us Diablo 4 enthusiasts who believe Diablo 4 is the perfect ARPG in every way, with absolutely no issues. If you are not one of these people and actually like Last Epoch, I suggest you stop watching this video right now, as it may trigger you. Okay, now that those people are gone and it's just us Diablo purists, we can finally get into why we're going to hate Last Epoch. My first of many reasons you're going to hate Last Epoch is its price. It's only $35 for the full game.
To be fair, that is absolutely ridiculous, only having a $35 game. This game to be good, it's got to be at least $70, and you need to pay for expansions. I mean, it makes sense.
What a stupid number, am I right? I know I'm not going to enjoy myself unless the game is at least $70. And there is no $100 early access version? Like, come on guys, are you even trying here? And get this, they're going to keep updating the game and won't charge for DLC and expansions. This is awful and such a bad idea.
To be fair, it's been over a year now. We're getting our second season. Still free. All of it's free.
Diablo 4 is going to have an expansion every year. And I know, after this year's experience playing this absolute gem of a game, I can't wait to dish out another $70 for the expansion. The next thing I absolutely despise about Last Epoch is its skill trees. Yes, I said skill trees, meaning more than one. They have a passive skill tree, then a whole complete skill tree for every single skill in the game.
What's crazy is there's more trees coming into the game in Season 2.
Again, what an absolutely stupid idea and a waste of time. Let me show you an example side by side using Fireball. On the left, we have the Giga Diablo 4's Fireball and its skill tree section. So freaking clean. And let's look at our options here. We can either do more damage with Fireball, or over here, we can do more crit damage with Fireball. Thank you, Blizzard, for giving us...
Oh my god, it just reminds me how skill trees in Last Epoch are just so good. Like, it's the reason why I just continue to play. And it's one reason why, like, when I go back to D3, like, the skills, oh my god, it's numbing.
What we want. Meaningful, game-changing choices in a skill tree. Now let's look over here at this abomination of a skill tree for Last Epoch's Fireball. The options we have to augment Fireball here are turning it into an ability where we can shoot multiple fireballs in a cone, or turn it into a plasma ball that does more damage, or adds an explosion, or homing feature, or turning it into a flamethrower. And we can even combine these together and have a plasma flamethrower that explodes? I gotta stop, I'm getting too overwhelmed from all these options. I think you can all see what a major waste of time all these options are. They could have used that time to create something we actually want in an ARPG. Like having a system that locks skill points behind finding over 150 random statues, or having a world boss, but make sure it's on a 3-hour timer so we can all make sure we're there to kill it. Or
to be fair, I still haven't really played D4, but I have heard that it's gotten much better. But again, I've only spent half an hour in the game.
Or dungeons, where you need to pick up an idol, but you need 3 of them to open the door, but can't hold more than 1, so you gotta backtrack. Ah yes, the good old days. Speaking of being overwhelmed, let's talk stash tabs. Again, Diablo 4 has the perfect amount of them. 5. Maybe 6. Okay, I really don't know. Whoever uses that many tabs. Right guys? This is where I almost threw up in my mouth when I heard in Last Epoch you can have over 100 stash tabs. What even is that? Do you think we're stupid and don't know how to manage our stash?
To be fair, by far one of the greatest features in Last Epoch is not only being able to have that many stash tabs, but the fact that you can buy them with just gold. You don't have to use real money. Like, one of the greatest features. Love the way they implemented that.
Well, I think you're stupid, Last Epoch, for not even making these purchasable with real money. You just buy them with in-game gold? Come on, you gotta have at least some pay for convenience or pay for power, but you said you won't. How stupid can you be? Okay.
And to be fair, a lot of people argued that they thought there was going to be like a battle pass form that came to Last Epoch, like eventually down the road. Going into Season 2, nope, still doesn't exist. Still just paid with gold.
Before I keep going down this path, let's get back to stash tabs. In Diablo 4, we have 5 classes. All we need is 5 tabs, 1 for each class. And Blizzard believes and trusts us to make meaningful choices on what items we can keep. Sometimes I spend hours just going through all the items, deciding what I need to remove. Some of the most meaningful moments I've ever had in Diablo were just me staring at my items in my stash, or even inventory, deciding if I should keep a weapon with more damage to healthy enemies, or another weapon with more damage to slowed enemies. You know what? This brings me to my next point on why us Diablo 4 superfans will absolutely hate Last Epoch. And that's because they have a loot filter. What? Why would you want to pick up less loot? And why would I want to only see items I need? Do they think we're not smart enough to make loot decisions on our own?
Is that crazy that Last Epoch has an in-game loot filter that came so early? I mean, I know there's a lot more loot in Last Epoch than it feels like, in other games. I feel like we just have an abundance of loot. But man, that loot filter is a game changer. And I'm surprised like Diablo 4 and these other games that have so many people working behind them haven't implemented one in-game.
No, that can't be it. Us Diablo 4 purists are the smartest out of any ARPG player out there. We don't need to be able to filter out white and blue items. We don't need to be able to color grade gear that drops based on having stats like plus minion damage. They don't even know how much fun we have spending countless minutes sorting through a whole inventory of items, carefully looking at all the stats to see what may be an upgrade after every dungeon run. Oh my god. I'm getting antsy. All this talk about a full inventory of yellow items is really making me want to stop making this video right now and get back to my perfect Diablo 4. But before I do, I have 2 more reasons why you're going to hate Last Epoch. One of which is the crafting system. In our exquisite game, Diablo 4, we can choose one stat to re-roll where it gives you a random new stat. Last Epoch has so many crafting options, I'm only going to tell you a few of my favorites. I mean least favorites. The first is being able to put the exact stat you want onto a piece of gear. You want fire damage? You can add...
I know that a lot of people talk about the levels of PoE crafting, but I still feel like Last Epoch has hands down, just has the best crafting. It's simple, and yet like what you can do with it is extraordinary. Hands down, I think it's just the best crafting system, and Season 2 expanding upon it with some new currencies that can manipulate your gear even farther, I think it's gonna be insane.
Fire damage. You can transform an item into a unique or set item. Yes, there are sets in the game. How ridiculous. This last part about crafting, I'm sure you will...
Another thing about sets, I'm so glad they didn't go towards like D3 where sets were like the most powerful in the game. But man, do I love the fact that in this next season, you can actually break them down and be able to get set bonuses on regular gear. Like that's going to be sick.
All hate. And that's the ability to craft a powerful weapon on your high level character and give it to your low level character to make them completely overpowered and able to breeze through the early game, destroying everything in sight. How silly. Don't they know killing hordes of enemies super fast is not fun at all? Give me my 4 damage Diablo 4 Druid any day, because we are real gamers. Now for my final, and possibly most despised reason us Diablo 4 devotees will hate Last Epoch and its endgame. They have 3 endgame activities. The first being dungeons, where you'll be able to target farm rewards and have varying levels of difficulty. Then they have the Monolith of Fate, which has so much depth to it, but I'm gonna keep things short because I really gotta get to my inventory full of yellows. It consists of a huge branching mapping system with endgame rewards, modifiers, and bosses, with the challenge and rewards increasing with its difficulty.
And that's only going to get better in Season 2. Like, imagine where this video would be now. The fact that we're going to have tomes and cemeteries, the woven tree, the woven echoes, be able to manipulate your timelines. Like, oh man, I'm excited for it. Still, just that much farther than Diablo is.
Further you go. There's a whole lot more to monoliths, but who wants to go over the endgame systems to that extent? I do, and I'll probably make another video about this soon. Then finally, we have the Arena. There are 2 modes. One is the Arena of Champions, with a set number of waves followed by a boss. Each wave, you can increase the difficulty with a modifier which increases your reward at the end. Then there is the Endless Arena. And here's where I feel the developers of Last Epoch are either aliens or working for the Illuminati, because this Endless Arena has a ladder system.
Oh my god, I totally forgot that D4 did not have a ladder when it first came out. Oh, I forgot all about that. I remember that spreading like wildfire. That's funny.
A fully functional, active ladder system. Guys, Last Epoch is a small company, so considering it is taking Blizzard months to launch a ladder system, and this game will have it on launch, I am sure there is either some supernatural or future technology at play here, and we should just not trust it. Okay, so for those of you still here and are sure you will hate Last Epoch, stop watching now. You have a full inventory of yellows to sift through. Go get to it. Okay, so those of you who are still here, I assume you actually are playing or will play Last Epoch on.
And that's it, man. Good to look back at that nostalgia of watching that. I remember when he first put that out, that video was insane. But yeah, I get a crack out of watching this every time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys haven't forgotten about it. But yeah, I've always wanted to react a little bit to that, and there you go. It's tested the sands of time. Like it's definitely tested time, and it's still a good video, and funny to look back at some of the problems that both games have had. But oh man, especially D4 back in the beginning, how everyone said Last Epoch wasn't gonna make it because D4 was coming out and it was gonna be so good, and we kind of have to deal with that a bit now with PoE 2. But man, Last Epoch's a good game, and it's not going anywhere. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.